So, bombshell new court documents have been dropped. P. Diddy is done. P. Diddy is finished from what these court documents are now stating, with new information coming out. And I feel like every update with new court documents, we say Diddy is done. And so that basically means that the prosecution are whacking him with new superseding indictments and also new updates with new alleged victims. They continuously are pressing down on him now more than ever. Hey guys, just Morali, daily and consistent content. Let's get straight into this video where we had so many new filings, guys, for Diddy that have gone on in the past 24 to 48 hours. And we're going to get into the main gist of the stuff. So it looks like, the Diddy's team have sent Arun lots of filings. Dear Judge Arun, on behalf of Sean Combs, the defense submits this letter in advance of the hearing on the April 18th, which is meant to take place today. At the 14th April conference, the government misled the court as to the timing of its interviews with the 4 additional alleged victims described in its March 10th, 2025 and March 26, 2025 enterprise. As the defense noted in its reply brief, it is clear from the 3500 material that the government has known about these alleged victims for months and months, in some cases over a year. And at the conference on, this Monday, the government stated that at the time, its enterprise letter was due on February 1st, 2025, and it was not prepared to say that this evidence would be part of its direct case in proving up the racketeering enterprise and the racketeering conspiracy. It further represented it was aware at least of some of the alleged victims, but that it didn't know how deep it had gone in its interviews with these particular people, these particular victims. As an example, the government cited alleged victim 5, stating the 3,500 material would reveal that the particular victim was interviewed multiple times in 2025. I believe much closer to the date of the revision of our enterprise letter. The government's representation was completely false. The 3,500 materials makes clear that the government redacted intentionally chose not to include these individuals in its letter. And they obviously are wondering why they're including them right now, but they didn't include them initially. Now, what is pressing about this and what the lawyers are stating is that there basically are new alleged victims that the government are coming with, and one of them is a minor. But it says minor victim 2, so my assumption is that are they 2 minors that the prosecution, the government are officially coming forth with. Now, remember, Busby and the conference that he did with a 1-800, number behind him, we haven't really had much of Busby. In the past couple of weeks from him has actually been quite quiet. But remember, he was the first one to state that these were alleged minors that were coming out, and Cassie, herself, I remember responding, she was distraught hearing this new information. But now it looks like that was all civil. Criminally, it's being updated in the catalog that the prosecution have against Diddy, that they are going to be bringing officially 2 minors to basically take the to testify against Diddy in this criminal trial that's going to take place in May, June, July, whenever the hell it's going to happen. Minors officially that the prosecution are trying to criminally prosecute Diddy against. They're bringing minors into the fold. That's how serious this is, that these alleged victims are minors. I feel like I've said it so many times now, but the gravity, the depth of this is insane, that Diddy is going to be facing not only more victims, but some of them are minors. This is no longer a civil case matter. This is a criminal. This is criminal. This is criminal, guys. Not only that, but it does look like that Diddy's team are really upset with the fact that the Club New York incident, and that it should be excluded completely, because it looks like that's going to be dragged in to the criminal case as well. The incident with Jennifer Lopez, P. Diddy, and of course, where she obviously held a possession of the gun, passed it to Diddy, and then Shine obviously took and went to prison for 10 years. In 2001 state criminal trial, Combs and his then bodyguard Anthony Wolf Jones faced charges arising out of 1999 shooting at the Club New York and Midtown nightclub. Diddy was charged with several gun crimes as well as robbery, and after a 2-month trial at which both he and Jones testified, they were both acquitted. Jones has since died. Redacted, for which Combs was acquitted as other evidence to argue that Combs engaged in a pattern of obstruction throughout his life. Based on the 3500 material, it appears the government intends to rely solely on testimonies from certain people who were witnesses to this Club New York incident, and the government has interviewed apparently some of these people. This also means that Jennifer Lopez could potentially be dragged into this case, could also be subpoenaed either for Diddy's side or the prosecution side, because the government, because Diddy's lawyers are stating that the prosecution have actually been interviewing certain people who obviously were there at the Club New York incident way back in 1999 and basically going to use them for this criminal trial. They are going to try and whack Diddy with everything that they have. If he's not going to go down for RICO, he's going to go down for trafficking. If he's not going to go down for trafficking, probably coercion. There's so many different charges that he's going forth that they are trying to come forth with an ironclad response to the prosecution. And to me, this is just funny because Jennifer Lopez doesn't want to deal with any of this, but for the fact that witness testimonies have been given from those who saw Jennifer Lopez and Diddy to his criminal trial, they're going to be mentioning her for sure. I don't think she's going to be subpoenaed. I don't think she's going to be dragged into court. She's going to try to avoid this as much as she can because this won't turn into a PR mess for her. She doesn't need that. She doesn't want that. But it's so interesting that this is what the prosecution are also doing, and Diddy's team are responding saying that this Club New York incident should be completely excluded. That he was acquitted. You know, the bodyguard Anthony Wolf Jones was acquitted. Why are we trying to bring that in? Diddy's lawyers are stating. This is why Diddy brought in Brian Steele. This is why Diddy brought in Brian Steele, because he needs all the help that he can get, because the prosecution are trying to secretly whack him with so many different indictments and new alleged victims. Now, granted, this is what, you know, Diddy was the one who wanted the speedy trial. You were the one who wanted to rush this. But of course, rushing this means that you thought that you would have been prepared for everything. But clearly the government has surprises in its pockets, and they definitely are bringing them forth. New alleged victims, some of them being minors. They're trying to bring in the Club New York incident that took place and drag that into this criminal prosecution as well. Those are some crazy new updates that have just come forth in new filings. There have been so many new filings, guys, in just the past 24 to 48 hours. So many new dockets. It's a lot. It's so much litigation. But I wanted to pull out the main stuff that we should definitely be discussing. And this is it to me. Lord, I need to breathe when I actually sit here and talk to you guys, because I feel like I am running through this, but I feel like it's important to do so because there is just more stuff that I want to get into in regards to litigation. And I think that it's important for us. The alleged 1999 assault of studio executive XYZ redacted should also be excluded for reasons similar to those supporting the exclusion of the Club New York incident. The government's threadbare notice does not explain for what purpose the incident is relevant, much less how it would prove that purpose without relying on a propensity inference. The government seeks only to prove that Diddy has a propensity of violence. The government has not even made a minimal effort to disguise its propensity purpose. This evidence should therefore be excluded under Rule 404, even if the evidence had some other relevance. The probative value is exceedingly low, as the facts are both remote in time and highly attenuated, highly attenuate. Hold on, highly attenuate. What the hell? Attenuated? No.
Attenuated.
Highly attenuated. What the hell is wrong with me, guys? My verbal diarrhea. I apologize.
Attenuated.
There we go. What was that? What was that? Highly attenuated from this case. Wow. Anyways, suppression of evidence is the key theme of this litigation. Diddy's team are saying against the prosecution, you lot are trying to bring in all this evidence, historical evidence, but it needs to be excluded because A, Diddy was acquitted from XYZ. B, this has nothing to do with the case. All they're trying to do is draw up a picture of violence to basically destroy Diddy's image towards the jury, and it's simply not fair. And under Rule 404, all of this needs to be excluded. I'm just laughing at the fact that J-Lo is being dragged into this one way or another. That woman can try and escape this stuff, but for the fact that criminally a prosecution want to bring that shooting incident into this is not good news for her. And I'm pretty sure she's been told by her lawyers about this. And as of right now, she seems to be safe, but you don't want that to be brought into a criminal prosecution. It's like she can't escape that event. Minor victims as well that the government are coming with. They're trying to whack this man. And remember the video that I dropped yesterday, that long, lengthy timeline video in regards to Epstein and Diddy and how they're both connected. Remember, at the end of the video, it was discussed via Whitney Webb, that amazing journalist, that all of this is happening to Diddy to take the heat off the high executives because Diddy simply went too far and the masters above are not going to be held account. They're going to use one of their chess pawns. Remember this, because the government is trying to whack Diddy every way to make sure that this man definitely goes down, because Diddy has to go down. He has to go down. He has to be sentenced. He has to be thrown away in prison so that the heat is completely taken off the master executives who are above Diddy. So this is why I also believe the government is whacking this person XYZ and making sure that they're going to find something to put on him to make him go down for 15-year minimum sentence, because the master executives need to feel much less pressure. And in order for them to do that, Diddy has to go down. And scene. Let me know your thoughts are, guys, when it comes to this video. Do subscribe, comment down below, give this video a thumbs up. I would appreciate it. I believe we also have another Diddy hearing today. It was re-adjourned until today, so I would imagine new court sketches, and we're going to find out, if things do officially get adjourned. And, it's just going to be a lot. Anyways, subscribe. I would appreciate it. Just one click. Send a tip if you guys wish to. There's a $ there and it goes a long way. And I'll catch you guys soon for another video.